we are building the change. And when you are building the change means that you are building something new, and it is new, it's innovative, it's creative. You don't know what this is, so don't put titles because we don't know what is this. And the first things that happened is that we overlap. It's a question and it's an affirmation. I really think that we are overlapping initiatives, but I think that that's positive. We are Ecocivilisation here, this movement that had the capacity to explore different ways, different tools, managing different stakeholders from the society and bringing on stage to debate. But they cannot do it without this really powerful concept of this global networking. We do it through that. However, we are all engaged from what is something that became very popular, that is the global goals. Global goals as a matter of being above us. And I think it's really a mistake if we wanted to move forward. We cannot see the Sustainable Development Goals as something above us because they cannot make it, because everything in the end is a matter of local communities. A global concept, a global mindset, a global ambitions, but it's always local. And we need to work locally. This is the real power, because in the end, when you go to each political process, because everything is about politics and everything is about political process, partisan decision, but through political process. And when you go through that, you realize that for each community, there are different solutions and different way out according to their traditions and just to their circumstances. So you, Violeta, a politician that I admire, and someone who came from a political background, I hope you don't mind if I focus on what is the political crisis. That of course I'm not including you, especially when we say leadership. A crisis on leadership, and I think it's great to bring it here because you are the kind of inclusive leader. This kind of people that don't mind the institution, the organization. You listen, and you are the change maker to make it happen, to bring it and to listen to them. And if you do discuss with them, well, it's okay. But also you bring into a stage. It's not what is happening, and you are a role model to follow, but you are not the model that is currently happened. And we are having leaders that are ideologically biased. That is something that is quite impossible to create a networking, to build peace. Why not? Let's reduce it to one word. To build peace, we cannot do it with ideological bias. When it's time to deliver solution, you have to go ahead and forget about ideology. It's a matter of practical action. Innovation, we need to be innovative. We say decision-making, let's be innovative. But what happened in innovation, the political sector is related to technology. All the initiatives are related to that, and we need to move further. Information, what happened with information, the media that we get. Again, this is bias. We need, for the one who are intellectually move with see that is funny to look, it's amused to look this news and the other one and make the comparison. This is not happen to all the people, and the information is just one for them, and this is very dangerous. Creativity, the politicians are creativity, or they are just creativity for a project without a global impact. They are creative for a project, for an initiative, but not for the system. If we are creative for the system, we need to create something completely different than what is happening now. And that goes directly what is polarization. We are polarized, and it's almost impossible to take decisions that are effective when there is no ground for negotiation. And if we see Ukraine, I don't want to enter in the political partisan aspect, but let's take it as the best example that why they don't get in peace, why they continue. Well, because there is no ground for negotiation. War have always been in history, and they always find a way out when there is negotiation, when the people resign to the solution. But there is polarization. We have to be against others. It's not against war. We need to be against each other. No? And this is, for me, a true agenda behind that. Citizens are powerful. Yes, they are inside powerful. They have the capacity to be change makers. They could make it, no, because they are not influential enough, because we don't have a solid global networking, and we need to move towards that. And for that, we need to reshuffle. And this vertigo, for the message I'm sending is this sense of vertigo. Global institution, let's reshuffle that. And that is much more than structures. Means let things not as global, let things as international. We haven't got to that level of global. Alexander had mentioned what is global with great enthusiasm and passion, as well as I am in what is a global system. However, I do not think we have get to that level. So we need to be realistic that the goal to get into global, we are not now. So we are doing is something very negative, that is to centralize power. And networking is especially about that, don't centralize, and to keep a certain harmony in terms of power. And that's why I say local power for the civil society, focus more on what is local power instead of taking the global goals to the local. Individual action in citizens. Citizens are not aware of the power and it's individual, because it's frustrating. Of course it is frustrating, but if it's in the framework of a global networking, it's possible, and we need to do it. We need to make it, and we are going to make it for a global networking, because social media is just a tool. It's not a rule to follow. It's just a tool, and we need to use it as it is. But maybe you were thinking now, reflecting on why and how do we create these synergies and build a professional relationship from solidarity and goodwill, because it sounds harmonical, but at the same time utopian. It's an utopia of solidarity and goodwill. And I think I'm a fan of this platform, and I'm convinced that we can make it from goodwill and solidarity. It's just a matter of reshaping the way we work and to the way we think. It's a matter of mindset that we repeatedly say it. But when we have that, we're really convinced of that as individual level, is when really we became influencers in the decision-making process, because this global networking, we became really powerful. And when we became really powerful is when you can push and put pressure on the political sector, something that we cannot do it now, because we haven't really get these senses of democracy. It's about democracy. It's about the citizens first. And this is not activism. This is the work, little by little of a big networking. Citizens as a new concept, leaders. The new concept of leaders is not just political leaders, it's also citizens that influence the political arena, proactive, pro-action, and pro-platforms from the civil society. This is the way to engage with different institutions, delivering creativity, delivering innovation from this individual action that gets inserted in the different platforms. It's not about an elite as we have now. It's about joining efforts in an horizontal leadership. This is an exercise of democratic values. And we have forgotten. We have forgotten because the power is centralized. So they make us through information, from media, from social media, forget about the real power to embrace this change. And I take this picture from Queen, from this artist that I love, and I think it's the best way that I could express my idea of change, in embracing what is the networking, embracing what is the tools. Don't underestimate the power to do it through that area, joining different powers, including the individual ones. And in the end, a new colors, because this is new logos. No, we are the same. We just change the colors. So what is this? It's just technology that can change it? No. The technology was the tool. The mindset let us change it and see ourselves different in 2, in 3, in 4 hours. We are demanding change, yes, but if we follow the idea of be the change is from us. So we have to be aware of the need to change by ourselves. So thank you so much for this shower of optimism and of hope for the future. Thank you.